I told my staff I came up with stuff I've never come up with before in my life. Did stuff today. Was thinking of ways to try to get out of that workout today. I went outside to greet people. Matthew and I had a half hour. I did not want to work out today. Hope my team is not feeling the same way.
What's your workout consist of?
I have a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. I eat light. As soon as it turns light, I start eating.
What was it about not wanting to work out?
Just beat down.
Cal, Trey said that you let him in on the prank, that you had him go into the team hotel with his hood up and undercover. When did you decide to do that, and why?
Well, the only reason I did it, I was on a plane and I'm thinking our fans are going nutty. They got to loosen up a little bit. This isn't life or death. It's not March. And so I tweeted or texted Dwayne Peavy, the tweet you saw. And he got up and started looking around the plane. And I said, it's a tweet, you idiot. He's right here in front of us. And when he did that, I knew, uh-oh, this is going to be absolutely outrageous. And we had people camped out at the hotel. We had people camped out as we got off the bus. Scouts, people with hat. What do you do? I'm a dentist, retired. Really? Why is one sock blue and one sock gray? I mean, what? So it was just stupid.
Was that for your fans to lighten up, or do you also?
Also the team. I wanted them to understand. You know, I keep telling them, so what's the worst? And say it this time. We lose this game. We're 22-1, 23, whatever it is. What's the matter? Just go play. Let's try to get better.
You talked about how you're not the same without him and what you miss when he's gone. Obviously,
Who are you talking, Trey?
He may not have been 100% in that game, but could you sense the difference it made to just have him?
Yeah. I mean, one guy can shift everybody into spots they need to be in. Guys got to be willing to sacrifice 3 minutes or 2 minutes. There are times where we got to go at him, which may take a shot away from some other guys, but it's what does it matter? I mean, at the end of the day, either you can play or you can't play. Reality. Either you're an efficient player or you're not. They don't need to see you for 40 minutes. That's all ego stuff. But there's a clutter that goes along with that we'll fight till the end of the year to keep everybody away from all that, what I would call the clutter of trying to infiltrate guys' minds and all that stuff.
John, we came a month away from Selection Sunday. What is the biggest challenge for this team to be at its best in March?
Well, we talked yesterday about winning time. When you get teams down 13-14, you got to get it to 20. We have a way of getting it to 6. And I told them in the NCAA tournament, when that becomes a 6 and they hit a 3-ball, the weight of the world is on you now, not on them. And they're going to play out of their minds. And you can end the season just based on a 3-minute stretch where you didn't get it from 16, 14 to 20. That's the issue we have. Now, when you have the 5th youngest team in the country, they're not mature enough at that point. They do something chin up. They do a look away pass. They take a shot they don't need to take. They stop defending and saying, come on, it's only one play. We're still working through that. But, we've been beat up. We've been a little injured. We'll see going forward.
Is youth the culprit in that then? Is that
Most of it is. But, last year I told them, you look at Wichita State, they had us down 10. They messed around. We got back in the game. All of a sudden, the weight of the world was on them at the end of the season, and their season ended. And shouldn't have played us. It was a bad seed, either trying to do us or them, whoever it was. It's a bad seed, but it did happen. We had to play the game, and that was the outcome, and that's what I told our team yesterday.
A week ago, really saying he's not having fun. You're telling us that his ankle's hurting him in the last 2 games. He's basically dunked on everybody. What has changed?
Well, I went on the plane after, and I walked down the aisle of the plane, and I looked at him. I said, geez, your ankle wasn't hurting you today, huh?
Coach, how do you feel about Julius? Best player ever, Coach?
No. So happy the Lakers have to deal with him.
John, ESPN said that they did a survey of coaches, shot clock, I think the options 35, stay at 35, 30, 24. How'd you vote?
No, they're not going to ask me on that. But we can all say what we want. It's about fouling. That's what the scoring is where it is right now. I would say 30 seconds would be fine. Doesn't change the game at all. Maybe adds 4 or 5 possessions. But if you keep fouling like we foul, not scoring staying the same. If you want more scoring, you got to loosen up the game. If you think that's what makes the game great. If there's body-to-body contact that's not obviously created by the offense, call a foul every single time. We coaches will adjust, or we'll foul out our team and go crazy and get thrown out of games. It may take a year or two, but call fouls. They're already in the rule book.
Weren't they supposed to do that?
Last year, we didn't have the stomach for it. We did it for 4 or 5 months, and none of us had the stomach for it. The NCAA didn't have the stomach. The officials didn't. The coaches didn't. To get this right, it took 3 years in the NBA, 3, to say this is the rule, officials will be fined, it is not changing. You adjust or you're out. That's where we got to go with this. 30 seconds would be fine, but 30 seconds would be 5 more possessions to foul somebody.
Another movement among some of the Power 5 conferences is to talk about freshman ineligibility. What is your reaction?
Well, that's pretty. I say this, every decision we should make, which we hadn't for 40 years, should be about these kids. Now, is that the best decision for these kids? Or are we worried about individual programs? Somebody came up with the baseball rule. Now, let me ask you this. So your son is 6'5", skinny, and over the summer he grows 7 inches and gains weight and becomes Shaq. But he had to go to college because at the time he was 6'5" and 120. He should stay in school 3 years because of a baseball rule? Now, is that good for the program, the coaches, or the players? If you want the baseball rule, let them go anytime they want. They can go as 11th graders, 12th graders, their first, second, third year in college. Or go to 2 years. And then do what you're supposed to take care of these kids when they're here. I think all the stuff, 2 years in college would give them almost 3 years of an education, get them back here. Now we have educated people. Our kids come back anyway, whether they leave 1 year. You know what's funny? When you're in the ivory tower and you're not down in this, you would make a statement that kids don't even go the whole year. At half year, they don't go. That means you're sitting up so high you have a nosebleed. If you want to ask our president what he thinks about our players, how they finish the term, how we have 13 out of 16 players with a B average, and they go to class, not internet or correspondence. Some of you may be doing that. We're not. There's not a cluster in one class. So they go to class, they do what they're supposed to, but they're a genius. That same guy in the ivory tower, if a guy goes and leaves Bill Gates to go start a company, he's fine. That kid's a genius, and I'm happy for him. But this guy is ruining our college. What? I don't get it. Again, I'm not that smart. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But I will tell you that when I look at this, I say, what's right for the kids? Not me, not the school, not the pro, not basketball, this animal. What's right for these kids? If it's right for them, it's right for all of us.
How did the guys on the bench react to you saying, I hope we lose the other guy?
I heard a couple say, I hope we don't.
Have you watched your GIF about the fist pump? Have you ever done that for an opposing player?
Yeah, I have. I told the kid from Syracuse when I was at Memphis was killing us, Johnny, and I said, kill him, Johnny, you just kill him. He looks at me and says, you crazy.
You're talking about Willie. Can you talk a little about how his personality helps hold the team together? Or not?
I mean, Willie is Willie, and I want him to be who he is. I'm trying to get him to understand how good he can be, how you got to take risks, how you have to work, nothing's going to be given to you, how you have to relish physical play, how you have to get in this gym and spend more time and build your own self-esteem and self-confidence, that Why wouldn't you want to be the best player in the country? Tell me, you scare you? Is that too hard? Would you, let me just be the 8th. I'm okay. Well, he can be as good as he wants to be, and that's the issue that I have with him all the time. It's not an issue, it's what we talk about. It was the same thing when I got him to start reading. You're talking about a really bright kid saying, well, I don't like school. Well, why? But tell me, why? Academics, it's learning. It's expanding your mind. Well, why don't you? And that's why we started reading together. But he's a great guy, really intelligent, great heart, kind-hearted. I just want him to be as good as we all see in spurts.
What have you been
Two more
reading?
guys.
What?
What have you been reading?
We read The Energy Bus together. We read God Never Blinks. We read about 4 books.
Back to scoring, who wins a game of horse, Michaela Epps or Booker? And can you arrange that?
Wow, she played good, 42. Told Matthew, it's great coaching, let her go. She's a good player. I'm happy for her.
Adam Silver
Last one.
mentioned about the NBA All-Star Game needing to be changed. He mentioned your name and saying maybe they should go to a platoon system. What do you think?
I think it'll, the chemistry in offense won't be good if they do that. That's fine, whatever they do. I'm just happy a bunch of our players are in it. And whether it's Nerlens being in the sophomore game, whether it's Brandon Knight, who if one more guy drops out, I think he's in. But he's in the skills. And then the other 3, not sure if Anthony's playing. Don't know if he is or not, but DeMarcus and John, 2 of those guys were starting. So I'm proud of our guys. And the other guys are doing well. I mean, they're playing well and doing well. Thank you.
Thanks.